well, I have another viewer submitted puzzle here that I'm excited to try, but before we get to that, I have a couple things I want to say. First of all, if you haven't noticed, there's been a big jump in my subscribers the last couple days, mainly coming from my shorts videos that I've been doing, the Wordle and the Mathler. And so to those new subscribers, if you are watching this video as well, welcome. Thanks for being here. We do lots of different puzzles here, and hopefully you'll enjoy doing those puzzles as well as the Wordle and the Mathler. And, if some of them seem a little difficult, that's okay. If you don't know how to solve them right away, no big deal. Most of us didn't know how to solve them at first either, so you can start with some easier ones, work your way up. I'll try to explain the logic as we go along. Also, I was planning to post some sort of puzzle hunt when I got to 1,000 subscribers. That was kind of my plan, and I thought that was going to be in a couple months, but I've actually gained 1,000 in the last day. So I've overshot the 1,000. I do not have a puzzle hunt ready. I will be making a puzzle hunt in the near future and posting it. I don't want to say, oh, it's going to be for 5,000 because right now it's going too fast for that. I don't anticipate it will continue at the rate it's at, but I don't really know. It's the algorithm, right? So who knows what it does. So there will be a puzzle hunt coming to celebrate the big jump in subscribers. Let's call it that. And just for fun, I'm going to look, because right now it is really going up quickly. So for fun, I'm going to check it as I start this recording. We are at 2,569. And then I'm going to check it again at the end of the recording and just see how much it increases while I'm recording this video, just for fun. All right, Future Scott jumping in here. I just wanted to mention that I posted a video on my Patreon the other day, and it was going through some of the supersized gaps. So for those who don't know, gap puzzles are genuinely approachable pencil puzzles. So they're non-sudokus, basically, that are supposed to be entry level, but not necessarily simple. So, but anyways, I did the supersized gaps, posted it on Patreon. So those that are subscribers there, go check out that video if you haven't already. You should have gotten a message. Hopefully, I'm newish to Patreon, so hopefully I'm doing it right, and you're getting a message from me when I post something. But if you're not, let me know, and I'll fix how I'm doing it. But yeah, just wanted to mention that quick. So now back to Past Scott. So this was sent to me by Kuraban, and it's called Assassins. And I believe Kuraban said it was a follow-up to a previous puzzle. Let's see, they said, this is a follow-up to my Caged Knights puzzle that Ranks recently solved in one of his streams. So, should be interesting. I think it's a neat idea. I briefly looked through the rules while I was putting them on here and stuff, and I thought it seemed like a cool idea, so I'm excited to try this. The rules are normal Sudoku rules. Cells separated by a king's move may not contain the same digit. So that's your typical king's move constraint. So if you're not familiar with that, it's like a chess king. So a chess king can move diagonally one space, right? So this cell, this digit here, if this was a 1, hold on, I got to get the right, there we go. Let's not do colors yet. We might need them, I don't know. But if this is a 1, obviously you can't put a 1 anywhere in the row or column by normal Sudoku. But you also can't put a 1 in these 3 cells because of the king's move, and that one because of king's move or because it's in the same box. So the king's move really only applies to digits that are on the edges of the boxes. This one here, I mean, you can't put a digit within a king's move of the center of a box anyway. So that's the king's move restraint. And then we have the cages. These are normal killer cages, except we don't have the totals. So the digits in these cages cannot repeat, which is important probably for some of these that wrap around a lot. But normally we have a total in the corner, and this time the total is going to be represented by these ovals. Now these look like arrows, but these are not arrows, so don't think that there's arrows somewhere in the grid. We're just using the ovals as the total. So the 2 digits in this oval are part of the cage, but they also give you the sum as a 2-digit number. So if you had a 3 and a 5 here, the total of all these cells has to be 35, including the 3 and the 5, which I'm assuming is where there's going to be some interesting logic coming up. So, and let's see. Oh, and each cage total has to be unique. So we couldn't have, 12 and 12 and 12 or something like that. So, and that's all the rules. So link in the description as usual if you want to give this a try. I'm going to give it a shot now, and we will see how this goes. So let's reset the timer. And we're off. Okay, so I mean, this long one up here, it jumps out at me right away. So, and I suspect Kuraban did a good job here. Put this up here on purpose because a lot of times, depending on what your difficulty level you want, it's a good idea to kind of put something in the upper left corner that they need to find because that's where people are naturally going to look. And this long one jumps out at me because we know the whole row sums to 45. The digits 1 through 9 sum to 45. So this cage has to be 45 minus whatever that digit is. And that can be at most 9. So we have to be at least 36 for our total. So this is a 3 or a 4. Now I suspect a 4 isn't going to work, but we're going to have to try it. So 4. Now the other thing that the reason I suspect 4 isn't going to work is it obviously can't be 45, right? That would have a 0 over here. So 44 is going to be your maximum. Well, we can't do a duplicate digit, so it can't be 44. So what could this be? It could be 43. Let's assume this was a 4 for a second. 43, 42, or 41. Can't be 40. We can type a 0 in this system, but there's no zeros in a normal Sudoku. So 41, 42, and 43 are the only options. Now, if it was 41, this is 45 minus that digit, so this digit would have to be 4 then. Well, you can't do 4 and 1 and 4, so that's nonsense. So that's not a 1. So 42 or 43, which puts a 2 or a 3 over here then. You know, kind of the all other way. If it's 42, then you have a 3, and if it's 43, then you have a 2. So I guess those are possible. Okay, but it's pretty limited. Otherwise, you could have a 3, and then you could have 6, 7, 8, or 9. And the other side would have 6, 7, 8. They would sum to 15, I guess, wouldn't they? Yeah. These two. So if this is 39, you'd have a 6. If this is 38, you'd have a 7. Like that. Because you're getting 45 total. So that makes sense. So that's a 3 or a 4. Now this one jumps at me next because this one had jumped out at me because it's big, and this one jumps out at me because it's small. So the maximum we can do in 3 cells is 9, 8, and 7, which is 24. But 24, you'd have to have the 2 here, and so then you don't have 9, 8, 7 anymore. So I'm wondering if we can even get to 20. If you have a 2 in here, no, you can't, because if this was a 2, these would have to sum to 18 to even get to 20, which we have to be at least 21 anyways. But to even get to 20, you'd have to have 18, which you can't do in 2 cells. 9 and 8 is the maximum you can do, which is 17. So this is a 1. Now, I've done some similar things before, actually, with arrows, but I think what this means, let's think about this. So whatever digit we put here, right? Let's say it's a 5 for a second. That makes this a total of 15. Minus 5 minus 1. Well, the 15 minus the 5 gives you 10. If this is an 8, now we have 18 minus the 8. So whatever that digit is, it doesn't really matter too much right now because whatever that digit is, the other two have to sum to 10. Take away the 1, this has to be a 9. No matter what digit you put in here, if it's a 2 or a 5 or an 8, whatever you put in there, this one is going to be a 9. And you can try some different things if you don't believe me, but that one has to be a 9. Now this one could therefore be anything except for a 1 and a 9. And this cage total will work. And in fact, that works with all of them. So like this one, if this is a 3, so essentially what we're saying is the rest of it that's not in the oval equals 10 minus the 1. These up here, these in this cage are going to equal 30 minus 3, if this is a 3, or 40 minus 4. So these are either going to equal 27 or 36. Let's look at this one. I have a feeling this one might be a 2, but let's see if it could. Maybe it could be a 3. It's possible. We know it can't be a 1. It's in the same box here. So 5 cells. Could this be a 3? If this is a 3, you'd have to have at least 32, because you can't do a 1. Could we get to 32 minus 5? So these would have to be 27 then. And 987 is the maximum, which is 24. So no, we can't get to. And then if we increase this, then you just have to be even higher. So Oh, and in fact, we could go back to the thing I just said. If this is a 3, it doesn't matter what this is. If this is a 3, these have to equal 30 minus 3, 27. And your cake gets 27. So this has to be a 2, which means these are going to equal 18. 20 minus 2 is 18. And so that's what those are going to equal. So, and again, this digit really doesn't matter at this point because other than the fact that it can't be one of these digits because we can't repeat in a cage. But these three are going to equal 18. But I think there's a few options for 18 because, yeah, I mean, we could even put a 1 in there. 1, 8, 9 would work. So, but we need to update our pencil marks. This can't be a 2 or a 9 now because these are in the same box. And that corresponded with the 3 and the 6 over here. The 2 and the 9 here. 3 and the 6. We can still do 4, though, if we do 3 and 2. Okay, but now down here. So we know, actually, another thing we know about every cage in the grid is it has to be 45 at most, right? You'd have to have 9 cells. But if it doesn't even have 9 cells, and I don't think any of them have 9, right? 4, 5, 6, 7. No, this is another 8. This is an 8. This is an 8. Oh, we have several. Okay, we have a bunch of 8. Oh, that's where the unique cage total is going to come in, isn't it? Okay. I think I see. So with 8, well, 8 is the same as what we did up here, right? It has to be a 3 or a 4. So this one's a 3 or a 4. This one's a 3 or a 4. This one's a 3 or a 4. This one is a 3 or a 4. These are 5 cells, so those are different. Okay. Oh, but the 5, that's what we did here with this logic. So we figured out that it had to be 1 or 2. So these are 1 or 2. Okay. Oh, and now we've got the first, well, I mean, at least narrowed down to 2 options for the first digit of each of these. Now, the 40, remember what we said up here about 40? It couldn't be 45, it couldn't be 44, because you repeat a digit. It can't be 41. Oh, but that's not true for these, is it? No, it is true. It is true, you can't do 41. So before I said you couldn't do 41 because you'd need to have, no, you can do. Yes, it still works. I said you couldn't do 41 because you'd have to have a 4 over here, and you'd repeat the 4. But it still works even if, what I was thinking was, oh, you can do 41 because the missing 4 isn't going in the same row, right? But it still works because, let's say this is 41, right? That means it has all 8 digits, 8 of the 9 digits. It has 8 digits and it's missing a 4. That's the only digit it's missing. It has 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But the 41 is part of the cage. So if you say 41 and it can't have a 4, it has a 4 in the, so you can't actually do 41. So, and you can't do 40. So if the total is 4, the first digit is 4. 42 and 43 are the only options. And we have to have unique cage totals. So of these 5, only 2 at most can be 40 something. And in fact, 2 of them have to be, because these 2 can't be the same. These 2 have to be different. One of those 2 is a 4, and one of these 2 is a 4. So those are our 2, so this has to be a 3. Because we can only have 2 of them that are in the 40s, 42 and 43. And it has to be one of these 2 and one of these 2. And let's see, I'm going to at least briefly color these like this because we know these 2 are different and these 2 are different. Therefore, these 2 have to be the same. And then same deal here. These are different. These are different. These 2 are the same. So you're either going to get 2 3s or 2 4s. And one of these 2 is a 4. And it has to then be 42 or 43. And it can't be 43 because we have the 3 and the 4. Whichever one is 4, the other one is the 3, so it can't then be 43. So one of these 2 is a 2. Does that do anything for us? I don't think it does. So, interesting. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not quite seeing how to figure out which one of those is the 3 and which one is the 4 yet. If this is the 4, it's obviously 43. But is that a problem? That would make this one a 30. So you'd have 3s there and there, which would put a 3 down here. And it can't be there because it would be in the same cage as that 3. So you'd have to have a 3 in one of those. But that seems like it would work. Here's something interesting. I don't know what it tells me right now or if it's even important. But I was just thinking about, so we said if this is a 2, this applies for both of these. If one of these is a 2, either one or both, the 3 that aren't in the oval are 18, right? 20 minus 2. But the interesting thing is if they're a 1, because these 3 then become 10 minus 1, which is 9, and 9 in 3 cells without a 1, because this would then be the 1. And so these 3 would have to be 2, 3, and 4. That's the only way to make 9 in 3 cells without a 1. But it seems like that's okay. For both of those. This would have to be the 2, because it couldn't be 3 or 4. You'd have to have 3, 4, and 2. The 1, but I think that's okay. All right. This cage is interesting to me because so these 5 digits, let's make them gray right now. So the gray ones plus these other 4, let's go blue. The grays plus the blues are obviously all the digits 1 to 9, and the grays plus these 3 are 8 of the digits 1 to 9. So these 3 cells have to be somewhere in the blues, and that one can't be here. So the 4 blues are these 3 plus whatever digit is missing from the cage. Does that mean anything to us? I don't know that it does, actually. Unfortunately. Now, this is interesting. I'm not sure. This might not go anywhere, but I'm just looking at the orange here, right? We can't put an orange anywhere in these cells. So there's an orange down here. And there's an orange up here somewhere. Could be there though if it was the 3. Orange is actually if orange is 3, it has to be interesting. If orange is 3, it has to be there because that would make this one a 4. This would be 43. So you'd have a 3 somewhere in these. And if orange is 4, If this is orange, you're going to get an orange up here. If this is the green, then you're going to have a green down here. Oh. Wait. The king's move. King's move. these two cannot be green. None of these can be green. So green is in one of these, right? Now, yes, okay. If green is 3, this is beautiful. I'm not sure if this is the intended path, but this is really cool. If this is intended, very good work, kuraban. Okay, let's imagine green was 3. Okay, this is green. This is now a 3. We know there's a 3 down here then, right? Great, no problem. Because of the king's move, it can't be right there. But that makes this a 4. Now, what's cool about that is if this is a 4, we have to have 42 or 43. Well, it can't be 43. We know that, right? Because there's a 3 here. Can't do so. This is 42. But an 8-cell cage summing to 42 means what? It doesn't have a 3 in it. Because the total is 45, we have to not have the 3. We have 8 of the 9 digits. There's no 3. But this tells us there's a 3 in there. Therefore, green cannot be 3. Green has to be 4. Just puts a 3 there. And now, okay, I'm going to get rid of those colors now. 3, 3. We know there's a 3 down here. Which still doesn't help because we said if this was a 1, we had to have 2, 3, and 4 in here, and that's still perfectly possible. 3, 3. Okay, there's a 3 in here. There's 3 up there. 3. This is 40. Oh, so this one's 43, which puts a 2 over there. And that means this one has to be 42 because they have to be different. Well, and because this can't be a 3 because of the king's move and for many reasons this can't be a 3. But that means it has to be a 42 because as we've said previously, it can't be a 41, it can't be a 44. So 42. So this is 42, which means these digits are now those 3 plus the missing digit, which is a 3. So these have to be 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, and that digit right there has to be over here. So these are from 2, 3, and 4. Do we know? Oh, these can't be 2. So there is a 2 in here. We don't know which one. This could be 2, 3, or 2, 4. But there is a 2 in here. So there's a 2 in one of those. But again, this could be 1 with 2, 3, and 4. No, it can't. If this is 1, these have to be 2, 3, and 4. And look, we've got a 2, 3, and 4 all in this row. This is a 2. That puts a 2 in here. Is that 2? So there's a 2. Okay, well, we needed a 2 in this cage anyways, because it has to be missing. Okay, so these have to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Because we can only be missing 1 digit, so we can't get any lower than 36. This is a very neat puzzle so far. This one, can this one still be 2, 3, and 4? Yeah, you could have a 3 there. 2 and 4, yeah, that would work. Oh, but the 3 here, look at that. Oh, see, I messed up. I have to be careful with the pencil marking. These are not necessarily 3 and 4. I was about to say this is a 4, but this digit, the gray one, is in here with a 3 or a 4. So let's, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not going to pencil mark those in there because that's just going to mess me up. We know these are from 2, 3, and 4 because the gray can't be there. And these have to have a 2 in them. Three can't be in any of those. The 3 could still be here though, couldn't it? If the 3 couldn't be there, we could say these were 2 and 3, which would be nice, but... Or alternatively, if we knew the 3 wasn't here, it would have to be there, but... There's no 3 up here. So these cages have to be missing 6, 7, 8, or 9, but only one. And so they have to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, obviously, there's a 3 there, but they all have to have a 1, 2, 4, and 5. And we can't put a 4 in here or there, so the 4 has to be right here. This is a 2, 4 pair. Which then means 2, 4, 2, 4. There has to be a 4 up here, but it could be right there, I think. 24? Could we have 24? Minus 6 is 18. Yeah, we can do 18 and 3. That's fine. Well, and really, these are right. These are 18 no matter what that is. We already decided that. Okay, 2, 1, 1. Where is there an issue with... Oh, but 1 can't be here. Right. The 1 here can't be there. There's a 1 in here. This could be 1, couldn't it? Otherwise, the 1 would have to be in there, which would be actually pretty nice. Because that would force this to be 1, 8, 9. But this can still be a 1, I think. That one can't be a 1, but this one could be. There has to be a 1 somewhere in here. There has to be a 1 and a 5 in here. Oh! I've been saying that this could have a 3. It can't. It's in the cage with this 3. This is a 2, 4 pair. This is 3 and gray. And the 3 can't be right there. This is the 3. The gray cell there. Okay. Good. This is not 3. 2, 4, and the 2, 4 is going to give us the placement of the 4 there. Perfect. And we have a 4 up here because of these 4s. Oh, that 3 there gives us a 3 down here. This could still be 1, I think. You'd have to have 2 and 4 in those, which would be interesting because of the 2 4s here, but I think that's still possible. So we have 1, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, or 9. 2 of them from 6, 7, 8, and 9. But the 2 and the 4 here mean we can't put a 2 or a 4 anywhere in that cage. So where do the 2 and the 4 go in this box? They've got to go over here. Oh, and in this box, we have to have a 2 and a 4. Where do they go? They can't go up here because of the 2, 4. They can't go there, obviously. They can't go right here because of the 2 and 4 there. So they have to be in... Oh, but there's still... Because they could both be there, and you could put 2 and 4 here in box 8. Okay, so I could use uniqueness to say they can't both be right there because you'd have a deadly pattern here with the 2 and the 4. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Ignore that. Because of the king's move, and I keep forgetting about the king's move, this can't be a 4. So there is a 4 right here. And the reason that's not necessarily, it could be true, but not necessarily true, is you could have 2, 4, 2, 4, and then you would have a 2 or a 4 right there, which would then disambiguate your deadly pattern. So you do not, it's not a deadly pattern issue here. We have 4s there and there. So there's definitely 4s in here. If this is 1, you would have to have 4 and 2. Which would then force a 2 up there. I think that works, actually. Unfortunately. Knight's move. King's move. Sorry, King's move. You can't have a 4 there. 4 is here. 3 is there. That puts a 3 right there by normal Sudoku. Gives us a 3 right there. I keep forgetting about the King's move. Normal Sudoku puts a 4 there. 4. We've got 4s there. Yep. 4's here. 4's there. Yep. Okay. So we have all the 3s. We do. We do. Do we have all of the 2s yet? I feel like... No, we can't quite get the 2s. There's a 2 there. Oh, we can, because we know the 2 is here. So we can get the 2 up there. We can't get all the 2s yet, but we can get the 2 up there. Could this be a 2? I guess that's an interesting question, right? I think it could. If that was a 2, you'd have to have a 2 there. That seems like it would work. Okay, so... Okay, well, let's just keep going with what we were doing. We said we had to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in every cage, right? We've got the 3, the 2, 4. There's a 1 and a 5 in here. We've got the 1. Where does the 5 go? 5 can go in any of those spots. This one, we need to have a 1 and a 5, but again, we've got quite a few. Now the 1, almost. The 1 can't be in those because of the 1 up there and the 1 here, but it could go in any of these. No, it can't go there. It has to be in one of these 3. I'd like to eliminate it from right there. But I don't quite see how to do that. Okay, well, over here we got a 3, and we know that these 3 have to equal 18. So these are 15. They're 6, 9, or 7, 8. Now that's interesting. The reason that's interesting to me is because remember what we said about the 30 cages? They're so these 2 equal 15. But we know that this digit in the second digit of the 30 cages plus the missing digit equal 15. And so, for example, this cage here, there's one digit that's not in this cage, right? And it's a 6, 7, 8, or 9. So where is it going to go in box 8? Well, it obviously has to be over here. So this cell plus the missing digit that goes over here with the 2 and the 4, they equal 15. Can we do something with that? I don't see how. It's just interesting that we're getting several places where things that sum to 15 seem to be cropping up, but I'm not quite sure. Okay, let's keep going. So we need to have this is a 42, so we're gonna have everything except for 3. So it has to have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now I'm probably not gonna leave those all pencil marked in there, but I'm just for fun right now, I'm thinking what happens here. Well, this cell could be in 2 places, though. That one has to be in one of those 2. Oh, but it can't. No, it can't. The king's move can't be right there. So this one, whatever number this is, has to be somewhere in this cage because it has 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the cage. This one can't be right there. Can't be in any of those because they're in the same column. Can't be there because of the king's move. It has to be that cell. Let's make it yellow, which then has to be up here. Hmm. And we know the gray has to be up here. Very interesting interactions going on here. Okay, this is kind of like what we did before down here, but these 5 have to be somewhere in here, right? Does that mean anything to us? Oh, yeah. Okay. No, that has nothing to do with what I was looking up here. I just saw something different. um. Okay, back to this. If we said if this was a 1, what had to happen? This is a 4. This is a 2. Because this can't be a 4. We know there's a 4 up here. So this can't be a 4. These have to be 2 and 4 if this is a 1. 4, 2. But what happens if that's 4 and 2? Because of the king's move, this is no longer a 4. There's a 4 right there. This would be 2 and 4. What would you put in there? Nothing. So just to explain that, if this is a 1, this has to be a 4 and a 2 because these have to equal 9. Can't use a 1. 4 and 2. That 4 there means that's not a 4. It puts a 4 there. Now you have 2 and 4. You can't put anything in that cell. Therefore, this is a 2, which makes that a 2. This is 4 and a 2 and a 4. And that's not a 4. That's a 4. 2 and 4. That was huge. Okay, and now we know this one's 15 summing counterpart is right there. I'm just wondering if that's useful or if it's nonsense and a waste of time. Well, we know it's 6, 7, 8, or 9. Okay. I'm tempted to try and kind of color these pairs, but I don't. Okay, I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet. So now what? Now what? So this is 20. Yeah, okay. I am going to because it's happened again. These 3 equal 18 minus the 3. These 2 equal 15. I'm going to color these. So over here I was coloring cells that had to be the same digit. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that color. We're going to remember that those are the same. Maybe. Hopefully. All right. This might be a waste of time, but I'm going to make that one orange and this one yellow. And that makes that one yellow. So these 2 are the same. Yes. Yes. Look, this has already given us something. Okay. And the way I got that, just to recap, because it might be a little complicated, whatever this digit is, let's say it's 36, then that means this sum is 36, which means there's not a 9 in this cage. Where does the 9 go in this box? If it's not in that cage, it has to be right there. So these 2 sum to 15. These 3 sum to 18, minus the 3 means these 2 sum to 15. Therefore, these 2 are the same digit. And by Sudoku, that digit has to be in here. It can't be a 4 or a 3. It is right there. That is not a 1 or a 5. It's already gotten us something. Now, these 2 sum to 15, but we don't know. They could be, this could be yellow with an orange. That's still possible. This would have to be orange for that to work. Because these 2 are the same. That would put an orange up there. Which seems like it would be okay. The problem is we've got 4. We're going to have 4 colors of 6, 7, 8, 9. Obviously, there's 4 of them. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this is going to have 1 and 5 and the other 2 colors, which I'm probably going to use blue and purple for. Okay. This one can't be in there. So the yellow can't be in any of those, just by normal Sudoku and by the king's move. There's a 1 in one of these two, because it's the only place in the box for a 1. Also a 1 in one of those somewhere. Ah. Yes. Look, there's a 1 in one of these 2 spots. This is beautiful. There's a 1 in one of these 2 spots. Now, what happens if there's a 1 there? Well, this is the same column, so you can't have a 1. If there's a 1 here, it's king's move, you can't have a 1 there. So both of these rule out that one. So there is a 1 there. That's not a 1. And the 1, yes, this is what we wanted to do. Okay, having a 1 in here, these 3 equal 18. If you have a 1, the other 2 have to equal 17, which has to be 8 and 9. These are 1, 8, and 9. That one's not a 1, that one's not a 9. Okay. I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I did for some reason. It's not really that helpful, but I mean, it's something. It takes away 1 and 9 and 1, 8, and 9 in the column. So these are 5, 6, and 7. Oh, well, let's look at this. The yellow here in box 1 can't be in there, and it can't be over here because we know it's a 6, 7, 8, or 9. So the yellow has to be over here, which then means there's a yellow in there. If yellow is 9, that would have to be a 9. This would be 9. These would be 9. You would then have a 9 up there. This would not be able to be 9 because of the king's move. You'd have a 9 here, and it'd be there, and those would all be 9s. Unfortunately, that looks like it would work. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't. Okay. Could this be orange? It obviously can't be yellow. I'm wondering if it could be orange. If it's orange, that removes orange. That puts an orange in there. Yeah, I'm not quite seeing it. Okay, well the ones, put a 1 down here. And this cell equals this one. So there's a 1 in one of those two there. Because these two are the same. So there's either a 1 here and here, or there's a 1 right there. So one of those two is a 1. So this is not a 1. There's no 1 up there. There's a 1. One somewhere in those, but... Oh, and there's a 1 in one of these two, which means this is also not a 1, just by king's move. Okay, we're narrowing it down, slowly but surely. Got a 1 somewhere in there. Oh, wait, in this cage, where can we put a 1 in here? This has to be a 1. We have to have a 1 in this cage somewhere. It can't be here, for reasons we already discussed. It can't be there, because there's a 1 in here. And it can't be over there, because this has to be a 1. Should have seen that. Should have seen that a while ago. Okay, which means that's not a 1 by king's move. That's a 1. These are not 1s. This is not a 1. Okay, can't have a 1 in any of those. This has to be a 1. Because it's the only place in the box for a 1. That gives us... We're going to get 1s everywhere, aren't we? We might get all the 1s here. 1, 1. Yep, we're going to get all the 1s. Should have had that a long time ago. Okay, so we've got all the 1s now. Yep. Okay, good. And we know these two are the same. Okay, these are 5. Let's call 5 gray. So we're going to have 5 blue and purple in here. Blue and purple are going to be the other 6, 7, 8, 9 pair. So one of them is going to be 6, 9, and one is going to be 7, 8. So 5 blue and purple. What does that tell us? What does that tell us? Anything? Does it tell us anything? Might tell us nothing. Okay, well, orange can't be in any of these. So orange is over here. It's up there somewhere. Whatever this one is, it has to be somewhere not in the cage. Ah, what about this one? This cell can't be anywhere in any of those, so that one has to be in here. Now, its counterpart, its 15 counterpart, as it were, also has to be... That could, if this was orange, that could be the yellow. Otherwise, it would have to be... You know, it has to not be in that cage. So it would have to be in one of those 3. But that could be orange, and this could be its counterpart. Feel like we're really close. Okay, so what have we not used yet? Something with one of the cages or something that we haven't used. There's got to be a... Okay, we know this cell is that one, which is up there. Okay, I'm gonna say this is blue. I'm gonna get rid of my colors right there for a second. And I'm gonna say this is blue. Now blue might end up being yellow or orange. Well, it can't be yellow, but blue could end up being orange potentially. But we'll find out. So that makes this one purple. Because the blue and the purple have to equal 15. Just want to see if we can figure anything else out. So this one then has to be up here. So again, it could be orange. Oh! Right. Okay. Yeah. Blue can't be yellow, right? Obviously. Can't be yellow. So where's blue going to go in box 8? Well, it can't be anywhere up in this row. So where does blue now go in row 7? Blue can't be there. Blue can't be here because it's yellow. Can't be in any of those. Blue has to be right there. Now, does that make it orange? Not necessarily. Because we can still have orange down here, but blue has to be in one of those two. Blue could be in there. I want to say blue is orange. But I'm not sure. If this is blue, well, this is blue. This is blue no matter what, right? We know this one's blue. We just don't know if it's orange. This is blue. Where do you put a blue? This is blue. Which means there's a blue up here. There's a blue and a yellow up there. Okay, there's a blue in the middle here. I'm actually going to get rid of the purple temporarily because that's not helpful right now. Blue is in here. Blue is in there. Oh, and blue is up there, so this can't be blue. So blue has to be somehow like that. And since there's blue in one of these two, you can't have one there because the kings move or the same row. Oh, and this is blue. This is... No. Right. Okay. Back up a minute. We can do this easier. We know this is blue. We know this is blue. Therefore, this is blue. Therefore, there's a blue up here. That can't be blue. King's move tells us that can't be blue. The 9 is the blue. This is 9. This is 9. These are 9s. This is a 6. This is a 9. And now there's probably no reason to keep using the coloring now that we're getting some digits. These are not 6s, so there's a 6 in one of those. We know blue is 9. Okay, good. So this is 9 just by normal sudoku. This is an 8. There's a 9 in there somewhere. There's a 9 in here somewhere. Oh, but the 9 can't be there. This is not 9. This is 9. Orange is 9. Okay, good. So now we can go ahead and delete our colors, I think, because we're going to know that these are 6s because they go with the 9. This is not 6. This is 6. Do we have all the 9s now? 3, 4, 5. We got to have a 9 there. 6s. This is not a 6. This is not a 9. These are not 6s. There's a 6 in there. Okay, sixes. This is not a 6. 6, 6. So we have a 6 up there. Six in there, which puts a 6 over here, but that 6 there rules that out, so there's a 6 right there. Therefore, this is not a 6. This is a 6 just by normal Sudoku. These 6s put a 6 up there, which then gives us a 6 there, which puts a 6 in row 2. And I think, is that all the 6s? It is all the 6s. There we go. This is 5, 7, or 8. This is 5, 7, or 8. One of those two is an 8 because it can't be there, so this is not 8. Okay, we need to have an 8 somewhere in this cage. Can't be right here because of that 8. This has to be an 8, which makes that one a 7. This becomes a 5. These are 5 and 8 just to complete the column, which makes that a 7. And the only digit left in the column is an 8. These have to be 5 and 7. These are 5, 7, and 8 just to finish the box. And we know because of these 3 right here that one of those two is an 8, so that's not an 8. Oh, and there's an 8 right there. If you want to do it the easy way, you could just see the 8 right there. This is a 5 or a 7. This is 5, 7, 8. This is 5 or 8. Can't be a 7. So there's a 7 in one of those two, which puts a 7 down here. This is 5 or 8. This is 5, 7, 8, 5, 7. Okay, so now we need to... Oh, the 8 here is in the same cage, so that gives us 5 and 8. These are not 5s, which makes that a 5. 8. That's not an 8. This is not an 8. That makes that an 8 because the 5, 7 pair there. Now, there's got to be a similar deal somewhere where we've got a repeat in a cage that we need to avoid. Or maybe something more obvious than that, like a 5, looking at a 5, 7. How about that? That'll do it. Which makes this an 8 and a 7. That's not a 7. 5, 8 pair here makes that a 7, and a 5, and a 7, and a 5, and a 7, and a 5, and a 7, 7, 5. We just have these 5 8s, and there's an 8 right there looking across, which gives us 5 and 8 and 5 and 8. Looks good to me. Timer stopped. Whew. All right, so that was a great puzzle. Not an easy one. It took me 53 minutes, which is getting up there on the list. I do have in the description link to my spreadsheet with all the puzzles that I've solved, and you can look on the one page. I've got some stats, and there's a list of the top 10 hardest puzzles I've done, just based on the time it took me to solve. Which, you know, depending on the day, it could be because it's a hard puzzle or because I broke it, or who knows. But I think this one's getting up there on the list. So that was Assassins by Kuraban. Very cool. It was very neat how we had this interesting break-in with the digits here. We had the 3s and the 4s, and then figuring out the 2s. And then it wasn't just, oh, you got the break-in, now just fill in the rest of the digits. You know, there was still some interesting stuff with, you know, like this cage, these 2 cells have to be over here. And this cage that wraps around, you have to have the digits, and you know, this one was pretty neat over here. Putting the 4, 2 down here, and then that digit over there. Very cool, very neat stuff. It was difficult pretty much through to the end. So, very well done. Thank you, Kuraban, for sending me that puzzle. All right, I almost forgot, but I was going to double check how much my subscribers have changed while I was solving the puzzle. I believe I was at 2569, I think, before, and now it's been about an hour later. And it looks like I'm at 2668, so almost exactly 100, which, I mean, I'm just, I guess, thank you, YouTube algorithm. I don't know. Thank you to all the people that have subscribed. I hope that you enjoy my puzzles besides just the Wordle ones. I mean, I'm glad that those are doing well. Those are a lot of fun. If you haven't been watching my Wordle and Mathler videos, you should go check out those shorts videos. They're a lot of fun, but I hope that all my new subscribers enjoy these type of puzzles as well. And be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with another puzzle. Thanks. Bye.